Welcome, my dearest, to the second part of the video dedicated to loose pieces. And how do we take advantage of those undefended pieces? There's tactics available to us throughout the games, and we need to keep a very open, sharp eye to exploit that when it happens. Okay, tutorials now like 4 or 5, just to making it very clear for everybody. Let's identify the loose pieces first. Let's identify the weak pieces that we could potentially attack. So, what might be undefended here currently? And upon looking at, we definitely see that there is a bishop on c6, which indeed targets the black rook. So rather than playing now defensively, you might psychologically say, oh, I have to move the rook away. Perhaps I can play rook to d8, this and that. Okay, fine. Don't rush it and look at this, and maybe we can understand the better way to actually attack rather than playing defensive. So if you could potentially attack harder than your opponent, that's definitely better to do. So we should be able to finding eventually queen to g6, which checks the king, forks the bishop that was attacking our rook, and that's just great. So whatever white chooses to play here, it doesn't mean anything because now queen is going to take and black is enjoying a completely winning position. Knight's going to be hit if they don't do something to stop it. We've got the bishop pair and we've got like a billion extra passed pawns. Billions meaning here 3 black passed pawns here, these guys on the king side. So potentially they will be pushed successfully forward and promoted at some point. And whatnots here, you've got all the good stuff coming for yourselves. Now, look let's have a look at the exercise here. What's the weakened spots, squares, pieces that are exploitable, attackable? We should be able to see that the king here on the light square diagonal is definitely checkable by the white queen. But it's not just that. The white queen, when they play this, for instance, you notice that queen on b3 also targets the b7. And not just the b7 black pawn, we're talking way more than that. We're talking about the black rook as well on a8. So, oh boy, that's just winning here for white. Whatever they choose to play, if they block with the queen, don't take the queen. Don't take the queen. Just take b7 so you can nicely go for the rook. So don't make it easy for them. Make it more difficult as possible because that's the only way for you to win here. So now this guy is completely dead. In this position here, rather than impulsively reacting to a pawn that took, and now you just start figuring out, oh, what do I do? Do I take with this guy? Do I take with this guy? What do I play? Do I move away? What exactly am I supposed to do? Don't rush your response, okay? Don't react. Just try to find a very well-mature reply to whatever your opponent throws at you. And we noticed that as soon as black took, they actually cleared all this diagonal. So we need to take advantage before they actually deploy their bishop, which would be a very dangerous bishop. So now actually we could do a very good job rather than reacting to this guy on c4, which, by the way, true, is hanging. But we're moving the bishop away from the humps, so the pawn won't take us. And when you play bishop to e4, you actually attack the rook on a8. That really can't be protected now. I don't know what they're going to do, but whatever answer for black is going to be bad because you're going to capture and then keep capturing. So white is totally winning at this stage. So, of course, we're taking the rook and we're doing very well. We got no problem with castling. This guy is hanging. Everything's great here from white's point of view. What about this one here? Well, let's see. What is not very well defended here? Is there anything we could potentially win? Well, we need to investigate a couple of tactics. And if you spend a couple of moments, we should be able to finding that actually after knight captures the bishop and we're forcing them to take back straight away. We're practically clearing the way. We're opening up the rook's vertical, the e file. And then you probably notice, my dear friends, that actually that rook can attack 2 minor pieces at once, the a5 and the bishop on f5. So actually this tactic wins more material. And if you got more material in chess, if you just play a balanced, correct play, you actually are going to win sooner or later. So they can't defend them both. Impossible for them to meet this double threat. And totally winning here for white. Okay, they took a pawn, but I'm very happy to take the knight. Now, 2 minor pieces, 2 rooks versus 2 rooks, and 1 minor piece is winning medium long term here for white. So, this kind of tactics are great, are fantastic, and they come into function very well as you play blitzes, which I don't recommend very often to do. But this kind of stuff occurs very often in the bulletin blitz. For those of you that know that, that's just a common occurrence. Okay, let's identify the weaknesses. Always you have to look for the weaknesses and you go for them straight away, no delaying. What's the weakness here? Well, the queen looks a little bit awkward, undefended, and the bishop on c6. Potentially, we might be able to do something. And the next tactic is a very, very strong tactic. Very strong tactic. If you just look at the knight on g3, and if this guy were to be placed, for instance, on f5, you notice that knight to f5 is an incredibly strong threat here, because it threatens queen g7 checkmate. And if black takes the knight, then the queen is completely takeable, because it's just simply hanging. It's loose. It's undefended. There is no good move here for black. They either get checkmated or they're going to start dropping pieces, because, as the title says, loose pieces drop off now. So what do we do? Keep it nice and simple. Nice and simple. Every single pawn, every single piece is the necessary advantage for us to win. Now, simplify the game. As soon as you get some extra material, as soon as you identify the correct way to win material, simplify the game. Do not maintain the complexity, okay? Because you are the stronger side now. You actually notice knight e7 checks the king and forks the bishop on c6. So you're winning material. You don't need to complicate stuff around here. King has to move regardless, and now knight takes on c6. Again, bishop and knight and rook versus rook and knight. It is winning. Just simple chess, and with all this material advantage, better position, extra material, we're winning. Thanks for watching the second part, my dearest, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.